Welcome! Hi guys! It's Legally Inspired and it's Pauline Pawlik. Today I will give you 3 tips in relation to company law. The first will be just general tips how to approach the exam. The second will be companies and different business models. And the third one will be the changes which were introduced by Companies Act 2014. So, first of all, Companies Act 2014, this is hard copy only is permitted for the exam. You can highlight the things inside. You can have a kind of stickies. I went a little bit crazy with the stickies, so don't worry about that. You can have fewer than I have, but like this is what is permitted and what I would strongly advise to have during the exam. It's available from Office of Public Works online or bookshops. Okay. Next one. So in order to study well for your exams, you should have some notes, you should have some manuals, and then in my case I was also recording myself. And then when I was really tired, because before the exam I was studying, I always had 1 or 2 weeks off, and I was studying for the whole time. Like, you know, when I woke up around 8 and then I was going to bed around 10 in the evening, so I was studying almost for the whole time. So then I recorded myself and I went for a walk and I was listening to the recording. And it was really good idea, because then I got fresh air when I was walking, and then at the same time I was still acquiring some knowledge. Okay, next point. Yes. So once you're answering the question, always you need to know the person who you're advising. So focus on that and don't forget about the person that you're advising. And then it's good to know what the examiner wants. So I would suggest to read examiner's report. And then it's really good once you're studying. Like in my case, I liked studying from the physical manuals, and then it's good to highlight the most important parts. So I had different colors for different things. So like for case law I had a different color, for statute I had different color. And then for some parts which I thought that would be worth remembering, I had different color. Yes, so once you're at the exam and you have the question and you should answer it, you should apply Ilac Method, and this is 50% of the success. So this is so you should remember first what is the issue, law application, and conclusion. And this is very important, and this is very, very important. This is vital. And sometimes when you have because sometimes the questions are mixed. So if there are 2 or 3 issues, you should apply this method to every single one of them. And of course, in the end, there should be a conclusion as well. I hope that it makes sense. Yes, another point worth mentioning is timing. It's very important, and it's quite important that you pay attention to time. You might have essay or problem questions, and it should take you around 35 minutes. If the time is up, you should start answering maybe next question and then leave yourself some time at the end to get back and to check if this is all what you want to include. There are some frequently asked topics, and I would suggest to study those topics a lot. And as I suggest for all the other subjects, I would suggest to have a kind of general knowledge of everything, and then to focus on the favorite topics the most. Yes, and format of the exam is 8 questions. You should approach 5 questions. Don't take your chances and approach only 4. Always try to approach 5 questions. This is very important too. Another important point is that if you're going to Red Cow to write the exam, because right now the restrictions are a little bit lifted, so if you actually go there and it will be your handwriting, really pay attention to your handwriting. Try to make it very clear, as clear as possible. And then I would also highly recommend to use the highlighter. And then if you're taking the exam online, I'm not so sure, probably it's still possible to take the exam online. If you have a chance, you should highlight case law, statute, and if you're applying the cases, I would highlight them as well. Okay, so key topics would be Companies Act 2014, structure of act, types of companies and main changes, formation, incorporation and the veil of incorporation. Next one, corporate agency, authority and contracts. Next one, corporate governance and company administration. Next one, director's duties and remedies for breaches. I remember that director's duties I learned, I just knew that by heart. If somebody woke me in the middle of the night and asked me a question in relation to director's duties, I would answer even in the middle of the night. So that one was very important for me and very frequently asked, so it was really good to know. Next one, shares and share transfer. Next one, corporate borrowings and maintenance of capital. Next one, receivership, winding up and examinership. And then the last one, I'm sorry, I need to shareholder protection and remedies. So these are, I'm really sorry, I have a kind of list behind the camera, and sometimes I can't see that. Yeah, I wouldn't remember all this, to tell you, because I'm so excited that it's good to have it just in case. Okay, so the next point that I want to discuss is what is a company, companies and other business models. So there would be sole traders, partnership, and companies. And I will just tell you a few points for each of them. Sole trader, some business activities not permitted, public policy, registration of Business Name Act 1963, limited compliance obligations, complete control. Next one, full liability exposure for debts and difficult to transfer business. And these actually 2 points full liability exposure for that, and difficulty in transferring business. This is quite important, and this is what would be quite important if you're advising your client during the exam, that if you're a sole trader, then if this person owns any property, then is risking of losing it if something goes wrong. So this is very, very important to know that you have full liability exposure for debts. And another point, difficulty to obtain finance. And this topic will be discussed as well in relation to corporate borrowings. So then you will know more about that. Next one is partnership. It's governed by Partnership Act 1890. Persons carrying on business in common with a view to profit. Based on a law of contract, easy to tailor relationship and maintain confidentiality as between partners, all involved in management. And this is very, very important. Each liable to full extent of personal assets for partnership, debts, liabilities of the others. So when advising during your exam, or even when you're working in a company and somebody wants to enter in a partnership, this person should be aware that the person that he is entering into partnership with, that this person is trustworthy. Because then if you don't really know this person, this person might be a little bit, this and that, and then takes a kind of loan for your company and takes the whole amount of money and flees to some other country, then the people will be chasing, unfortunately, you. So if you want to enter into a partnership, you should choose your partner wisely. And the next one is companies, incorporated businesses, and then, sorry, again, I need to amend it a little bit. Yes, sorry. Private or public, limited or unlimited, limited by shares, guarantees, most common private company, limited by shares. This is the most common. Okay, and the next one is main changes introduced by the Companies Act 2014. A new focus on the LTDs as the model company. Abolition of ultra-virus doctrine in respect of LTDs. New process of registration of charges. Statutory default provision in place of the former Table A. Summary approval procedure. Codification of directors' fiduciary duties. Categorization of criminal offenses. Single director companies now permissible, because previously there had to be two directors. Now one director or single director company is permissible. Merger now permitted by administrative procedure. I hope that you like that. This is very quick video. I hope it's helpful. Thank you for watching. If you like that, you can give me thumbs up. And I think that this is it. Thanks a lot. Bye.